In this video, we're going to start question 22 of chapter 4. On January the 1st, 2017, Harrison Inc. acquired 90% of Star Company in exchange for $1,125,000 fair value consideration. So which means that there's additional 10% left for other investors. The total fair value of Star Company was assessed at $1.2 million. Harrison computed annual excess fair value amortization of $8,000 based on the difference between Star's total fair value and its underlying book value. The subsidiary reported net income of $70,000 in 2007 and $90,000 in 2018, with dividend declaration of $30,000 each year. Apart from its investment in Star, Harrison had net income of $220,000 in 2017 and $260,000 in 2018. Okay, question A. What is the consolidated net income in each of these 2 years? Okay, so I'm going to use these tables to show you how we get the consolidated net income in each of these 2 years, and also show you how we can allocate the income to the controlling interest and non-controlling interest. Because Harrison obtained 90% of Star Company, which means that Harrison is the controlling interest investor, have the controlling interest, while the remaining 10% goes to non-controlling interest. Okay, so, well, the basic equation for net income is that net income equals to revenue minus expense, and but here we can just use each company's net income directly. So Harrison net income in 2017 is $220,000, while Star's reported net income is $70,000. But also need to consider the excess annual amortization expense. So that's expense, which means that we need to debit $8,000 into our adjustment column. Okay, so the consolidated income, the consolidated net income here should equals to $220,000 plus $70,000 and minus $8,000. That equals to $282,000. Okay, so this is the consolidated net income. Well, next, let's calculate how much of the net income will be allocated to non-controlling interest. So because Harrison obtained 90%, which means that the non-controlling interest have 10% of the income from Star, only the income from Star, not from Harrison. All right, so that's 10% of the income from Star. So the income from Star equals to $70,000. So this is the reported net income. We also need to adjust for that $8,000 excess annual amortization. Okay, so it equals to $6,200. $6,200 is the net income we can allocate it to non-controlling interest. So if we use the total consolidated net income minus $6,200, we allocate it to non-controlling interest, and the remaining net income will be the income allocated to controlling interest. That's $275,800. Alright, so that's how we calculate the consolidated income for 2017. Well, next let's get the numbers for 2018. So in 2018, Harrison's reported net income is $260,000. While Star's reported net income is $90,000. And the excess annual amortization expense is the same, $8,000. So the consolidated net income for that year would be $280,000, $6,000 plus $90,000 and then minus $8,000. That equals to $342,000 is the consolidated net income. Well, next, let me show you how much of them can be allocated to non-controlling interest. So non-controlling is going to get 10% of the income from Star. So 10%, the income from Star equals to 90,000, the reported net income, and minus the 8,000 excess annual amortization. That's 8,200. So, and then we use consolidated net income minus 8,200. We get the net income that can be allocated to controlling interest would be 333,800. Okay, so that's the solution for question A. I'm going to use next video to give you a solution of question B. What is the balance of non-controlling interest in STAR at the end of 2018? Okay, I'm going to use this video to answer the question of question B. What is the balance of the non-controlling interest in STAR at the December 31st of 2018? So in order to get the ending balance, first let's calculate what is the beginning balance of non-controlling interest in 2017. So the total fair value of STAR on the acquisition day is 1.2 million. The number is given directly, and Harrison acquired 90% in exchange for 1,125,000. If we look at 100. So, which means that the remaining balance, the remaining amount will be allocated to non-controlling interest. In other words, if we use 1.2 million minus 1,125,000, and then 75,000 is the remaining balance allocated to non-controlling interest, or the non-controlling interest has a beginning balance of 75,000 in 2017, and the balance of non-controlling interest will increase through the net income allocated to non-controlling interest and the less dividend paid to non-controlling interest. And so this is very similar to the equity method, how we update the investment in subsidiary with equity method, right? Okay, so in 2017, the net income allocated to non-controlling interest is 6,200. A number is already calculated in this table. So in this table, we get this 6,200, right? And then the dividend paid to the non-controlling interest is 10% of the total dividend paid in 2017. That is 30,000, and equal to 3,000. All right. So 2017 ending balance would be, I missed one. So equal to the beginning balance 75,000 and plus net income and minus dividend. Okay, and then when it goes to 2018, we should add 2018's net income that is allocated to non-controlling interest. It is 8,200, and then minus the dividend paid to the non-controlling interest. That's 10% of 30,000. And then annual balance at the end of 2018 should equal to the beginning balance 78,200 plus 8,200 income and minus 3,000 dividend. So 83,400 is the non-controlling interest balance in STAR at December 31st of 2018.